What up? It's Jack. I know we're not doing this actually like each day. But this will be day 3, I believe. In the Enlightening Our Eyes, Guarding Your Eyes. What is this? Class? I don't think it's much a class. But, it's good. I hope we talked about this. Yeah. So, there's, okay. We're gonna talk about part 3. We're on part 3 of our journey through the fundamentals of guarding your eyes. This is I don't know if I showed the cover before. Enlightening Our Eyes. Basically, we're going through the different principles and the reasoning and tactics and things of how to protect your eyes. I maybe should have mentioned some of this before, but I guess if you're watching the 3rd video, you might already know some of these things, but we should have had maybe an introduction to the class before. Either way, they say that your eye is the window to the soul. Whatever, somebody's eyes can tell a lot about them, the way that they move, the way they look at things, whatever it is. Whether they make eye contact, right? You can tell if somebody's lying. There's tells about if somebody's lying or telling the truth and stuff. Basically, somebody's looking, making eye contact, or they're looking down, or whatever it is. Or looking away, their eyes are shifty, like a shifty character, whatever it is. Eyes tell a lot about a person. So also, what tells a lot about a person is where their eyes are looking, where they're paying attention to. So we've spoken up until this point about some of the different tactics and things, about how it's important to look at good things and not look at bad things. And talk about the reasonings why, right? Having a positive attitude, right? It says you can't just be you're trying to keep the pressure on a spring down. There's more pressure until boom, blows the top off. Can't do that, right? We have to channel ourselves and channel energy in the right positive way, and different positive outlets and outlooks. Right? Let's talk about eyes, outlooks, and different various things. And to know that everything we're doing, every step we're making in these endeavors is not for naught. It's nothing. Everything here matters, and the fact that you're watching this, if anybody watches this ever, that you're paying attention to these things is very good. And I wish you and everybody out there strength in these endeavors. Okay, so now we're going to talk about part 3. We're on part 3 here, day 3, part 3, which is halacha. The halacha. Halacha is the laws, I guess. This is a Jewish book, so the laws and things. So what are the halachos of hishtaklus? I don't know what hishtaklus is, but maybe the goals, the halachos of hishtaklus. I'm not sure. But let's see what it says. It is beyond the scope of this book, this here one that I showed you here. This book, Enlightening Our Eyes. This book, it is beyond the scope of this work to discuss Shmiras Einayim's many halachic ramifications, the laws surrounding guarding the eyes. It's a very complex thing, and it's not so simple and straightforward. I'm also don't understand everything about it, but I know it's very good and very important, especially in today's day and age when all of media and all of news and I guess all media is all about promoting these types of things, getting you to look at certain things. There's pop-ups, there's different ads, radio even has ads that are not the best even for hearing, but how much worse on billboards and things. Okay. Many halachic ramifications, some of which many of us face daily. We do, however, wish to summarize the halachic parameters. So we're going to now talk about the halachic, the rules, the overlying rules surrounding Shmiras Einayim. The unfortunate laxity prevalent today is perhaps due to widespread ignorance of the relevant halachos, right? The relevant laws. The pasuk, the verse that warns about guarding one's eyes, is in the Shema. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. This is we in Judaism we say this twice a day. Some people it's very, very powerful. Some people say it even up to 4 times a day. If you include, they say before chakras, and they say sometimes people say it also before bed. Very powerful thing, very powerful stuff. And in it, there is a word that says, "V'lo sasaru acharei levavchem v'acharei nechem." You shall not stray after your heart and after your eyes. Your eyes. My eyes are up here. This informs us that it is a full-fledged prohibition from the Torah for a man, I guess, or woman. I don't know what the challenge is for women, but for a man, it's definitely a challenge. Speaking as one, I am a man. Thank God. Not that there's anything wrong with being a woman, but in today's day and age, you never know. Okay. Full-fledged prohibition from the Torah for a man to either gaze or have impure thoughts about women. Yeah, Shmiras Einayim is not merely a chumrah, a stringency undertaken by previous generations, nor are its struggles intended only for the frum with the Hasidish, right? You don't have to be a strong religious Jew to worry about these things. This even applies to non-religious, whatever, regular people. If let's say you're in college somewhere, or not, or you're working, right? Like we spoke about earlier, right? This does not apply to somebody in a religious, from like in a very religious, ultra-Orthodox household, like anywhere, on the street, whatever it is. Okay? It was presented to each and every member of God's nation, right? This is talking specifically about the Jews, but again, this also applies to non-Jews, to Goyim, to anybody out there that's watching this. This also has relevance. Okay, the Torah regulates our actions, speech, and thoughts, right? Thought, speech, action. Thought, speech, action. This is what we have control over as much as possible. This is basically how we interact with the world, or through these things. A Yid, a Jew, or anybody is not permitted to behave, speak, or even think without restraint, right? You can't just say whatever you want, right? You can't just or do whatever you want, or listen to whatever you want, right? You have to hear things the right way. You can't just hear something the wrong way. You have to hear it the way, you can't be like, you said this, so that makes me think like this. You need to hear it also the right way. Okay, the Shulchan Aruch says, in Even HaEzer, a man must keep himself well away from women. It is forbidden to jest with her or to survey her beauty. Okay, the Mishnah Berurah, Simon 75, Katan 7, Zayin, says that all opinions agree that to gaze upon any woman for pleasure, even an unmarried, modestly dressed woman, and even if it's just at her little finger, definitely comes under the prohibition of lo sasuru, right? Do not stray after your eyes. The prohibition applies to any female, married or single, and includes everyone other than close blood relatives, such as mother, grandmother, daughter, granddaughter, sister, and spouse. These we are not so worried about. We have less of taiva, less of a desire for those blood relatives, Well, they're also prohibited to be with. Okay, continuing. Gazing versus looking. I had a rabbi who once said that basically the first look is free. The first look's free. Like if you notice somebody or whatever, then that's fine. But to continue staring and to hold your gaze, that's where that's where you cross the line. Okay. So let's see, what does the book say about this? Gazing versus looking. What about looking without deriving any pleasure? This is called Re'iyah Be'alma Lefi Tomo. Incidental looking, right? Just happen to be. And is permitted. This is permitted. The Minchas Shmuel, however, proves that an Adam Chashuv should be wary of this. Meaning somebody that's somebody like that, an Adam Chashuv, somebody is a very Chashuv individual, is very, important or high individual, somebody of that nature. Yeah. He should be sweet. He should be very careful of these things. Rav Moshe Shmuel Shapiro, Zikron Tzadik Lebracha, gives clear definitions. What is the kind of re'iyah, what is the kind of vision that is prohibited and would consequently be damaging to a man's neshama? What does it look like? What does it look like? When he gazes at her, taking note of her individual form and features, merely seeing, however, with no pleasure involved, is permitted. Does it depend on the length of time? No. Sometimes a momentary glance is, in fact, an intent gaze. Whereas other times, even a prolonged look barely gets registered, right? You can just be looking out in the distance and they be like peripherals. For example. An example of re'iyah, be'alma, right? There's like consequential, incidental sight, vision, would be how, when walking down the street, we notice exactly where we're going without having paid the matter any attention. We don't know, we're not paying attention. It's like you're like driving on the road, and then you like get to your destination, and then you like park your car. You're like, wait, how did I even get here? I have no idea, but it happens all the time. Thank God we'd make it there alive. Okay. Similarly, regarding the isser of hishtaklus, if the viewing is incidental and gives no pleasure, and if his attention is focused on some other business at hand, then it is acceptable. Okay, that's what it says here, but I mean, just be very careful because the line can be blurred. It is not a sharp line. Okay. Continually monitoring and correcting where one's eyes are traveling is a basic component of the lifestyle of a yid, or anybody for that matter. Anyone who treats Shmiras Einayim as an optional extra, which he is at liberty to decline, right? As you can do, pick and choose, right? He has deleted a clause in his contract with God, and thereby has invalidated the document. So, not the best idea to, fool around with these types of things. It's very important, and it can be detrimental. He is termed, this guy who does this, who voids the contract with God, by not following these instructions, he is termed Mumar Ledavar Echad, an apostate. I don't know what that word means, but it doesn't sound good. Torah is no pick and mix, right? Pick and choose. Dispensing with even one section of a royal directive could be equivalent to chucking it all overboard. In summary, we're going to list some points here. How many points are here? 7 points. Okay. 1. Strengthen our connection to Torah. 2. Keep occupied while on your journey. 3. Have the right attitude, right? Attitude. 4. Overcome your curiosity, right? We said earlier, you don't need to look up every time somebody enters the room. Stay focused on your work. 5. Daven for siyata dishmaya. Daven for heavenly assistance. 6. Avoid danger. Meaning don't go places where you know it's an issue. And 7. Know the halacha. Know the halacha. Okay, so we've gone through these types of things so far, and we're going to continue. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, compatibility. What is compatibility, you may ask? Well, let's find out. What our eyes feed on is essential. It becomes the essence of our soul and has a cumulative effect on every aspect of our spiritual standing. To help us absorb the lofty concepts of purity, the Midrash, Tanchuma, and Kedoshim says, the Midrash there gives a striking parable of a royal wedding day. Excuse me. The groom is a king. He turns to his bride and he says, now that we are about to be married to one another, I am king and you are queen. Henceforth, Whatever is my honor is also your honor, as today you become my wife. Okay. What does this have to do with anything? I don't know. When children of Israel came to Har Sinai, to Mount Sinai, where we received the Torah, Hashem told Moshe to prepare them to receive the Torah. The word he used was ukidashtem. It translates as, and you shall sanctify them, and sanctify them. Meaning it's a command form. Sanctify those people over there, my people Israel. Yeah, God said that, yeah? This word also carries a connotation of kiddushin, of a marriage, right? Kiddushin, marriage. Yes, it was a marriage, no less, which happened at Har Sinai, at Mount Sinai. We were elevated to the status of mikudeshes, right? As the betrothed party, right? The queen, becoming the intimate partner of Hashem, of God himself, so to speak, right? And what will serve as the foundation to ensure the compatibility of that marriage? A firm commitment on our part to modesty and purity. Hashem declared, V'atem tiyu li mamleches koyanim v'goy kadosh. Sweet. It says, you will be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Talking about the Jewish people, of course. But I think this also applies to many non-Jews who are, you can call them like good Samaritans, whatever. They're just like good people. I'm talking about good people. Yeah? Helping other people out. Helping people to get where they need to be and helping people elevate themselves in the world around them. Yeah? That's being a light. But specifically, it's talking about the Jews. Okay, why is it so necessary for us to be a holy nation? The Midrash there in Tanhuma, Kedoshim, quotes a second pasuk to answer. It says, Ki kadosh ani. It says, for I, Hashem, am holy. That's what it says. I'm holy. That's what God said. Right? You're going to be holy. You're going to be holy to me. You're going to betroth you to me. You're holy. I'm holy. Our special relationship with Hashem is contingent upon our purity. Now, flowers may fade, but at Har Sinai, at Mount Sinai, an everlasting covenant was forged between God and the Jewish people, a partnership to endure for all time in reaching to the farthest lands of our dispersion. How shall we keep fresh the magic of that glorious day and hold on to the wonder and excitement of his warm embrace, his with a capital H. For God, only by preserving our deep Jewish, innate feel for modesty and purity, thus cherishing the sweet exclusivity of the relationship between ourselves, a unique and holy nation, and our holy creator, Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, himself. Purity becomes the cornerstone of the Jew's entire spiritual standing and entitles him in the world to come, which is it's a whole other discussion, talking about what happens in the next world, this world, next world. Basically, to make it simple, there's this world, and then after we die, there's another world. And it's been brought down in many places that this world is like a corridor to the banquet hall, right? There's a famous painting, something about like I don't know what it's called. Something about like it's like a purgatory, basically. I'm not comparing this world to purgatory, which that's an entirely Christian concept. But I like that picture as a good example of like we're like in like this like thing. We're going to a point. We're going to somewhere, right? This is not the destination. This is the journey, right? Okay. So, what did we just say? Okay, we're entitled in the world to come to be called by name Hold on, I'm just going to restart the paragraph. Purity becomes the cornerstone of the Jew's entire spiritual standing and entitles him in the world to come to be called by name, to take his place among those distinguished to remain in priceless proximity to Hashem himself. I believe it says that we will be, the highest points of the world to come are under God's throne of glory. Whatever that means, I don't know. Don't believe everything you read on the internet, but these are real concepts. Okay? This person purified his soul, clung fast to Torah and mitzvahs, rejected all foreign invasions, and thereby earned for eternity the title beloved partner of the creator of the universe. It has this nice quote. I can see like a nice plaque, nice plaque somewhere. It's like beloved partner. Yeah, people have like a partnership plaque of like what they like their business thing, like a proud partner of like such and such, whatever. We're partners with God, the creator of the universe. How's that? You know what I'm saying? Don't you want that? How about that on your gravestone? Yeah? Beloved partner of the creator of the universe. I don't know, something to think about. Okay, speaking of eternity, the Chafetz Chaim says concisely, a person's level of closeness to Hashem in Olam Haba, in the world to come, is determined by the amount of Kedusha that his soul absorbed by doing mitzvahs in this world. That's from Torah or chapter 7 there. The Vilna Gaon, the Gra, Zikrat Tzaddik Levracha, he's the Gra, okay? Big guy, big rabbi in Torah, yeah? Comments that the Pasuk in Bereshis, chapter 38, verse 21, says, yeah, Hakadasha, he be'inayim. And it can be interpreted as all of a person's holiness depends on his eyes. His eyes. It follows that if you want to become holy, then start with keeping your eyes pure. The Ravad condenses our topic into a few simple sentences. And this is what we're going to end off with, okay? Remember these 3 things, okay? A person's first line of defense against sin is his Shmiras Einayim, his eyes, yeah? If his eyes, number 2, if his eyes are guarded, then his mind is guarded, right? And 3, if his eyes and mind are guarded, then he is completely guarded, yeah? Keep those things in mind, right? First line of defense, Shmiras Einayim, guard your eyes. If you guard your eyes, you guard your mind. If your mind and your eyes are guarded, you're safe. And then you'll be able to, become, I put a nice plaque above your desk or whatever. You have people like the thing, it's like president on their door, president of such and such thing. Yeah, you're going to be the beloved partner of God. Yeah? I don't know, something to think about. Take it or leave it. Hope you have a great day and are enjoying these topics. We'll see how this continues. And with day 4, you should be blessed. Should be with you, and we should mamish, which means literally, mamish means literally, use these things, guard our eyes and our minds, and through doing so, merit to see the coming of Mashiach and the rebuilding of the Beis HaMikdash and at the site here, where you can't see it here in this room, but it's right over there. The third temple, speedily in our days, Hera v'Yameinu.